Our next one-act play is entitled Too Many Detectives. Enjoy the show.
Wow, Madame Doyle's Museum of Crime and Justice, also known as Mansion of Murder. Wow, I'm so excited!
I'm so weird that you've never been here. I've been here a dozen times. And even though murder's a sad and terrible thing, especially for the families of the victims, I just love it when a murder turns into a mystery. Do you think Madame Doyle will be here tonight?
Not only will she be here tonight, I heard on Reddit she's bringing special guests. I wonder who they are. Where is she, anyways?
Did somebody say murder?
I'm pretty sure someone did at some point.
Then my dramatic entrance still works. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been summoned here tonight because, like me and my father before me, you all have an unhealthy fascination with criminals for their unseemly acts, like murder. Which is why we turned our family mansion into the Doyle Museum of Crime and Justice, or like our fans online like to call it, the Murder Mansion.
So should we be concerned about the weather and the, lightning strikes?
Never, unless the weather causes severe flooding, we're fine. For tonight must go on, for tonight is a very special night. As you know, here at the annual gala and fundraiser for the Murder Mansion, usually we have one special guest, a forensic expert or a family member of a renowned criminal. But this year I have really outdone myself, for there is not one special guest, but 11!
11? Wonderful! No wonder my tickets are so expensive this year.
I sold my whole condo to be here, but 11 special guests? It's so worth it!
Indeed it shall, for special guests are among the greatest detectives in the world. First, from London, England, a private detective of such superior intellect that he was able to solve 56 cases using nothing more than his keen sense of observation. I present to you Sherlock Holmes.
Elementary, my dear. Everyone.
Next, from a small town of River Heights, we have 3 industrious teenage detectives who have solved over 100 cases in their small town. I present to you Nancy Drew and Frank and Joe Hardy, aka the Hardy Boys.
Golly gee, we are so very excited to be here today.
You said it, Nancy. And while murder is a little grisly for our line of detective work, we're just as excited to be here as anyone else. It seems like a swell time.
I'm 8 years old. And I don't know what I'm doing here.
You said it, Joe! You said it!
Well, I'd rather be at home, but Frank said I had to come. Don't know why, but boy, am I tired and hungry. Oh, Joe, you're such a card. Now, from the grimy streets of San Francisco, a private detective whose hard-boiled ways have made him both a legend at crime-solving and being disgusting. I present Sam Spade. I only came here for the extra green Madame Doyle promised me. Truth is, I'm nearly broke and I haven't changed my clothes in a week. I said from laughing. It's true, I really need a shower. All the way from their van? I guess they live in a van. 4 college students who traveled all over the country solving mysteries in haunted mansions and abandoned carnivals. I present to you the Mystery Crew. Oh, jinkies, hi, I'm Velma. Thanks for having us.
And just so you know, I'm studying to go to law school, so if any of you guys know of any internships at prestigious schools, please let me know. I don't want to live in a van forever. I'm too smart for that.
And I'm Daphne.
And I'm Fred, and I'm here too.
Wonderful. And are you with them too?
Oh, sure, he's with us. That's Shaggy.
Yeah, like, thanks so much for having us here, man. It's totally groovy. Don't you think, Scoops? Right? It's a groovy, dude.
I thought we told you to leave the stuffed dog at home.
Yeah, Shaggy, it's really weird.
But he's not stuffed. He's real and he talks to me.
Yes, well, let's move on, shall we? And finally, the most special and mysterious guest. He never sits down for interviews, but tonight he agreed to sit with here. Touted as the world's greatest detective per the Gotham Daily News, I present to you, Batman!
That's it. Batman!
Hopefully we'll hear more from him later. Now. Oh, right. I always forget about you. Our final guest is a woman who has no training as a detective. She's just a retired old self-described spinster who somehow solved over 24 murders. I present to you Miss Marple.
Don't bother with the spotlight for me. It's much too much trouble, and the bright lights hurt my cataracts. I'll simply be in the back if you need me. I brought some knitting.
Thank you, Miss Marple. And now, moving on to our main event tonight. We have concocted a special game for our detectives tonight, including twists and turns, and even a bit of
Goodness, it seems that Madame Doll's been poisoned. Oh, no, it appears she's been stabbed.
Now it appears she's been pushed off a balcony. Madame Doll's been murdered 30 times.
What's your emergency?
Hi, we're calling from the Doyle Mansion, and I'd like to report.
Oh my god, I can't believe I get to say this out loud.
I'd like to report a murder. Oh my
I'm
god.
sorry, are you excited to be reporting a murder?
Okay, I know that murder is like inherently wrong, but this is like a mystery. Like we don't know who did it. That's kind of cool.
No, it's not. And frankly, I feel like you're just a bad person for even thinking that, let alone saying it out loud.
Okay, now I feel judged.
That's because I am judging you very harshly. Anyway, just stay calm, help us on the way. I'll send 2 local detectives from the local precinct ASAP.
Don't worry. We've all seen the true crime podcasts on all the streaming sites. Stab Girl, Murder Meets the Gym, the Walmart murders. I've seen them all. So I and all my murder superfan friends know how to stay calm in these situations.
Oh my gosh,
All right, one at a time, please. One at a time.
Settle! 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 Or I'll push the rest of you off the balcony myself! We need silence!
Whoa. What's going on with you, Detective King?
They're not respecting us. They're talking and grabbing like we're not even here. And we are here. Just as much as the Batmans or the Scooby-Doos or whatever. We're like really good detectives.
Yeah, I know. Just cool, okay? All right, look. I know you're all probably scared and confused, but rest assured, my partner and I will figure out who killed Madame Doyle. So just sit back and let us start our interviews.
Why not just ask the real detectives?
Yeah, any one of them could solve it in time. They're like geniuses.
Oh yeah? Well, what are we, dum-dums off the Dum-Dum Street? Well, we're not. We're from the Smart Street. Yeah, you hear me? The Smart Street. Right off Route 10.
Hey, buddy. Just cool it, okay? Just try and be a little professional. Look, we can't ask any of the detectives to help because it appears that they're all suspects.
Plot twist!
Yeah, well, none of their whereabouts can be accounted for at the time of Madame Doyle's murder, so it was likely one of them.
But don't you worry. This case will be solved by the end of the night. Because we are Kane and Christie.
I'm sorry, I'm just not getting excited about you guys.
Yeah, I hope you solved the murder. But I'm just not geeking out. Sorry.
Whatever. I'll take the old lady and you take the Brit with the weird hat. Let's get this over with.
All right, Mr. Holmes, sorry about the wait. It's been a long day. Anyway,
Detective Chris of the Riverton Police Department. How do you do?
Right, yeah. Oh, I've heard you're some sort of master of deduction. Apparently you can beat someone and within minutes know everything about them. Is that true?
Well, not everything, no. But I do have a keen eye for observation.
Yeah, that's a fun trick. Anyway, what can you tell me about myself?
Well, you're a mid-career detective, and given the state of your untucked shirt and scuffed up shoes, it appears you've given up any hope for advancement. You've been resigned to this for quite some time now, since your 35th birthday? That was when your brother-in-law, who makes a lot more money than you, gave you that watch right there. It was meant as a gift, but every time you put it on, you're just reminded of the life you'll never have, the strata of society you'll never enter. And it haunts you, drags you down like an anchor every time you put it on. And yet, you can't bear to not wear it, because it is, after all, a Rolex.
Ah, yeah, that's spooky and hurtful. Very hurtful. Well, it was actually my 35th birthday, not my 36th, but and I wouldn't say it's the only reason that I settled down as a small-time detective in a tiny town.
No. It's far from the only reason. The main reason, I'd say, is that you're going through a contentious divorce with your wife, or husband, or partner, one that's been going on for 6 months now?
How do you know about my separation? My wife and I, we haven't told anyone.
Well, the irritation around your ring finger. It suggests you've been taking it on and off frequently. Furthermore, the bags under your eyes, the grease in your hair, and the Cheeto dust under your fingernails are all indications of someone who has been returning to an unfamiliar and sad bed. Likely the Stanley Motel by the police station. It's there where you stay up late at night, eating your feelings away in highly processed food, just asking yourself, how did it all go so wrong? Why am I living alone, 40 years old in a motel, watching reruns of Paw Patrol until 4 in the morning? Why do I do it? Why?
Because they're dogs that can solve crime, okay? Chase is the detective that I've always wanted to be. You know? He's better than, even on my best days, he's just better than me.
Whoa, Christy, you okay, man?
Get out of here. He'll look into your soul, man. Please, he's a witch. He knows more about me than I know about myself.
Whoa, he can't be that good. Hey, pipe guy, what do you know about me?
You say you hate your mother and love your father, when really you love your mommy and hate your father.
No. Mommy? Papa? It can't be. Oh, I gotta call my mom. I always send her the voicemail when she calls. Oh, she must be furious. Oh, Mommy!
Look, if you can tell me all these things about my partner and I, then you must have an idea of who did it.
Indeed I do. More than an idea, in fact. For I know for certain that the culprit is Miss Marple.
Really? The old lady who knits?
Indeed, Detective Christie, for we as a society overlook the old and frail, and she knows this. She's used it to her advantage as an amateur detective, and now she's using it to commit murders. Observe, I witnessed Miss Marple talking with Madame Doyle moments before she entered the ballroom, and everything about their conversation piqued my interest.
My dear, would you mind taking a sip of this and telling me if it tastes right? I'm worried the grapes have turned.
Nonsense. We have our own vineyard right here at the Doyle Estate. Here, let me have a sip.
Do get a good taste. I really want you to be sure. I'm so old, I'm afraid my tongue doesn't work.
There, happy? I drank all of it. Now, I must get back to my guests. I can't keep them waiting.
Furthermore, not one eyewitness could account for Miss Marple's whereabouts during the stabbing nor the balcony pushing. It's as if she blended into the background, a perfect perch to commit not one, but 3 murders.
All right, you got my number, Mr. Holmes. My partner's interviewing Miss Marple right now, and if she's the killer, I'm sure we'll have a confession in no time.
All right, Miss Marple, enough games! I know you may seem like a sweet old lady, but beneath that amethyst brooch lurks a heart of stone. So confess! Tell me you killed Madame Doyle. Tell me now!
Oh dear. Well, if that's what you think, then I guess I'll just go ahead and confess. I really don't want to be a bother. You see, I do have a cat at home that needs milk, but I'm sure I can find someone to take care of her. And if not, well, then I guess she'll starve. But Mittens will understand. She's like me. She doesn't want to be a bother.
Okay, well, that was less satisfying than I was expecting.
Don't be too hard on yourself. You're doing the best you can.
You know, I try, Miss Marple, I really do, but it's so hard to prove to my family that I'm a good, hard-working detective when all they read about are these super detectives solving crimes with their excellent minds or their bat suits or whatever. It's tough to compete.
Well, I can tell you're a fine detective, and I'm sure your mother is very proud.
Oh, but I never call her on Mother's Day, and I think she's mad at me. You know, you really don't seem like the murdering type. You just seem like a sweet old lady.
Isn't that nice of you to say? The truth is, I never have committed an actual murder, so I suppose that makes sense.
What? But you just confessed.
No, dear, I didn't. I just didn't want to disagree with you. You seemed so sure of yourself when you came in here, and so I said I didn't. I just wanted to make things easier for you. You do seem like a nice person.
Well, I can't arrest you if you didn't actually commit a crime.
Are you sure? I'm happy to go to jail for the rest of my life if it would make your life easier. I'm sure I could get a lot of knitting done.
Oh no, don't worry about me, but if you do know who killed Madame Doyle, could you tell me that much?
Ooh, I do know.
Do you know something, Miss Marple? I mean, isn't that how you solved all your crimes? By sitting in rooms unnoticed until someone admits something they otherwise wouldn't?
I suppose that's happened once or twice.
Well, if that's happened, you have to tell me. What did you see? What did you hear?
I suppose I did see something that I found rather odd.
Yes?
Those college students who live in their van, I saw them just after the murder. I don't think they noticed me. Most people don't. But what they said was quite troubling.
Oh, geez, I'm like freaking out, man.
Shaggy, pull yourself together. None of us are proud of what you did, but we can't tell anybody about it. Ever.
Proud?
we could all go to jail.
Not if we keep our mouths shut, and that especially includes you.
Oh man, but I'm like bad at keeping secrets.
Would you stop talking to that dog? It can't talk back.
But he's real. He just says everything with an R, I swear.
Jeepers! Quiet! Did you hear that?
Oh, never mind. I thought I saw an old lady, but I guess it was just wallpaper.
Anyways, let's keep our mouths shut and out of jail. We can all do that, right?
People often mistake me for wallpaper because I'm so old, which I understand. You young people are so busy, and frankly, I'm happy to be your wall.
Well, I'm sorry people don't see you as a human being. That's horrible. But in this case, that's awesome. You just blew this case wide open. My partner's with those meddling teens right now. I'm sure he'll get a confession in no time.
I'm going to give you all the opportunity right now to cooperate. And remember, the earlier you confess, the more leniency you'll likely get. But you have to admit to everything that you know, and you have to do it now. Now!
Oh, jeez.
Quiet, you weakling.
Look, you already know what you did, Shaggy. You have an eyewitness who saw the whole thing.
An eyewitness? Oh, man, that sounds bad.
Shaggy, keep it together.
We're going to put you away for a long time, with or without your help. The only question is, which one of you is going to snap first?
None of us. As we stated earlier, none of us has done anything wrong. Mr. Crew is a united front. We're a team.
All right, I admit it. Me and Scoops did the deed. Now please just let my friends go.
Why?
Oh, no, son, it's all right. Just tell me what happened.
I will. Because, like, geez, I can't take all this pressure, man.
It was right after Madame Doyle introduced us. Scoops was hungry, so went to the kitchen looking for a little late-night snack. That's when he saw it. A snack he should have never eaten.
Ooh, ruby rags. I don't know, Scoops. I don't think we should eat Madame Doyle's biscuits without her permission. But Ruby loves ruby rags. Scooby-Dooby-Doo. No, Scoob, no, don't eat it, no!
I didn't realize those biscuits were covered in, like, expensive caviar. Scoops ate all of them. Heavy head.
The caviar he ate was priced at hundreds of thousands of dollars. Shaggy ate it all.
Hey, it wasn't me, it was Scoops, remember?
Scoops is not real, Shaggy. It's just a stuffed animal.
Scoops is more real than any of you here. Scooby-Doo. And I think your glasses make your face look square.
That's it!
All right, settle down. Then what happened? When did you poison Madame Doyle?
Poison?
Yeah, and then stab her and throw her off the balcony. Poisoning takes some planning, so I mean, I imagine that was you, but Fred, I'm sorry, Shaggy, you're obviously deranged, so you probably did the stabbing. Who threw her off the balcony? Daphne? Fred? Both?
Like, no, man, you got it all wrong. All I did was watch Scooby eat these crackers, man.
We're not murderers. We've never even solved a murder. Most of our cases are just creepy old guys who dress up like monsters.
Yeah, like, a murder's way too far out, man.
So, if you guys didn't kill Madame Doyle, then who did?
Oh, I know who could have done it.
Are you talking about the case of the haunted merry-go-round that wasn't so merry?
You know I am, Daph.
Are you two sharing theories? Are you sure you should be doing that? That's not really your strong suit. You two are better at...
Better at what, Thelma? I'm a vital part of this team, too. I'm not just some preppy college boy who wears a handkerchief on my shirt. I am a vital part of this team.
And I'm more than just a pretty redhead that wears a skirt even when it's snowing. I have ideas and feelings and other things.
Ooh, Daph, Think we should monologue about our feelings?
How about you do a monologue and I'll do an interpretive dance and then we'll solve the case.
It was a cold winter, but my hair still looked fantastic. I was coming back from the living room when I saw him in the refrigerator, shaggy, eating the caviar, priced of hundreds of thousands of dollars, and he ate it
All
all.
right, stop it. That's enough. This is so hard to watch. Glasses over here was right. You talking is not your strong suit. Why don't you guys just stand there and continue to look pretty and let the rest of us talk, okay? All right, so fine. You guys didn't kill Madame Doyle, but then any ideas of who did?
Oh, like, what about Batman, dude? He, like, totally wears a mask. In all the cases we solve, the murderer always wears a mask.
Yeah, Batman. That's totally, yeah.
Are you guys really detectives, or did you just drop out of college to live in your van?
Like, both, maybe. So, did you get it? The confession from the mystery crew?
Confession about what?
The murder. Miss Marple said she heard him talking about it.
No, it's not them. Trust me. Sure, the one guy thinks a stuffed animal is talking to him, but they're not killers. Trust me. They're strange, but they're not dangerous.
Drat! She was so sure it was them.
Who, Miss Marple? But Sherlock Holmes told me she did it. Are you sure it wasn't her?
No, it can't have been her. She could barely even lift her knitting needles. And I wouldn't have anyone thinking she's a murderer. She's just a sweet old lady who wants me to be the best detective I can be, and also might be my new grandma someday.
All right, sure, fine. It's not her, but then who else? Kid detectives, the bad guy?
Well, whoever it is, we gotta find out and fast. We can't keep him here all night.
All right, I'll take the kids, you take the bat. Let's finish this thing.
Detectives! Do you have any clues? Where's the arrests?
We're starting a podcast called Murder at the Murder Mansion, and we'd love to get a quote.
Also, I have lots of theories if you want to hear them.
No comment, and please don't put us on your podcast.
Too late!
All right, Mr. Batman, I'm sorry. Batman? I don't know, I swear! What? No, put me down. It's not how this works. I'm the detective, not you.
Nuh-uh. I'm the world's greatest detective.
Oh, yeah, says who?
Everyone. Everyone says that.
Oh, do they?
Well, my butler definitely does.
Look, can you just sit down and focus? I need you to answer a few questions.
I'll stand. The suit's a little constricting.
Fine. Stand. Now, I need you to tell me your whereabouts at the exact moment Madame Doyle was killed.
I was lurking in the shadows, like always, waiting for the right moment to pounce. Because that's how you get justice. By pouncing. And by punching people in the face. That's justice.
Okay, but do you realize that that's not a very good alibi?
You're wasting your time, detective. You want to know who the killer is? I know who the killer is.
Well, you do? Who is it?
It was the kids, the Hardy Boys. And the girl, too, Nancy Drew. Did it in cold blood.
Well, how do you know?
They confessed just moments ago. All I had to do was ask.
not gonna do that, Batman.
What? Why not?
Because that didn't prove anything. If you threaten to throw someone off a ledge, they'll confess to anything, even if they didn't do it.
But that's how I always get people to confess to crime. By punching them, and dangling them off ledges, and punching them again. It's the Batman way.
That would never be admissible in court. A judge would throw that out immediately.
Then maybe I need to go punch a judge. I'll be right back.
Well, no, do not go punch a judge. Just stay here. I'm serious. You're still a suspect. Now, my partner's with those kids right now, and I'm gonna go check on them and make sure they're okay.
It's okay, you're safe now. Press charges. He broke a lot of laws right there. But just for now, know that you're safe. The Batman won't come near you guys again.
Batman!
You're scaring our children.
You said Batman. When you say Batman, I emerge from the shadow.
Stop it, you're not helping.
Okay, then don't say my name. Jeez.
I am so sorry. I promise we'll lock him in another room. The caped guy won't come back here. I don't think you guys killed Madame Doyle. From what I've read about you, it doesn't seem like something you do.
Oh, heavens, no, why? I couldn't even kill a mayfly.
That goes doubly for me. I see a worm on the other side of the room and I get queasy as a caterpillar.
The thing is, Detective Christie, the kind of cases that we work on are more of the wholesome variety. Like that time our neighbor's prize cat went missing.
Or that time our neighbor's prize baseball went missing.
Or the case of the jeweled crown, in which our other neighbor's prize tiara went missing.
We mainly work for our neighbors and their missing things. We're neighbor detectives.
Except for me. I work on these cases against my will, and I hate it!
You sure do, Joe.
Well, first of all, I think you guys should probably stop taking Joe on any more of your cases. He's only 8. And sure, his tone is really cheery, but I think he's miserable.
It's scandalous and it confuses me, Detective, and now I have trouble sleeping at night!
You sure do, Joe. Good old Joe hates going to bed at night. Don't kids say the funniest thing?
Well, to me, it seems more like a cry for help. But we'll just put a pin in that for now. Anyway, all I need to know is if you guys have any idea who killed Madame Doyle.
That's a tough one, but I think we can all agree that we saw something really suspicious in the courtyard moments before Madame Doyle fell to her death.
Really? What was it?
Well, after the fall, good old Joe was a little shaken up, given that he's only 8 years old and all.
I see her falling body every time I close my eyes. So we took him out to the courtyard, and that's when we saw that angry detective with the hat, and he was yelling at someone, and yeah, we were too far away to see what he was saying, but boy was he mad.
I don't care what you do. You get me what I'm owed or there'll be hell to pay. Worse than Madame Doyle could ever imagine. I smell, you see, like a burning cabbage drowning in bourbon, like a man who has nothing left to lose but just keeps falling anyway. So go get it, or I'll get her.
suspicious, I'll have my partner look into it.
Thanks, Detective Christian. Thanks again for saving us from that awful, horrible bat.
Okay, Mr. Spade. You're our last detective and our last suspect. And we've got multiple witnesses saying they saw you threaten Madame Doyle just moments before she was murdered. So what do you have to say for yourself?
The detective's questions left me with a bad feeling. Seems they think I'm the stoolie who pushed the madam to her shallow grave. If you ask me, it was those dewy-eyed kids at the 4-H club who did the deed. But this detective didn't ask me, because he's tired and lazy and clearly bad at being a detective.
Excuse me?
Detective Kane was a pencil neck, a real pushover with the kind of face that makes you want to find a paper bag, brown and thick, so that you wouldn't have to look at it.
I can hear you!
Oh, sorry?
Did you think everything you just said was in your head? Because it wasn't, and I didn't appreciate it.
It's been a long day, and when the days get long, sometimes I think out loud to myself. From spending all those nights alone in my office, just waiting for the next sob story to roll up at my door.
Look, can you just try and focus and answer my questions? Is it true that you threatened Madame Doyle?
Those damn kids. I knew they were flippies, but I didn't think they'd rat me out.
No, don't go after those kids. They've been through enough with the costumed man for one day.
Batman?
No, don't!
What? That didn't scare you?
I've seen a lot worse in my line of work, pal. A lot.
Yeah, my partner warned me you might jump out, so...
Okay, this is awkward. I'll return to the shadows then.
Anyways, did you threaten Madame Doyle?
I did, but I didn't push the broad to her shallow grave. She offered us all a big fee, you see, just to come to the shindig and spin a few yards, but when I got here, I had a feeling she was going to stiff us on the bill.
And why is that?
Seems like I was going to have to feed this parrot everything, like a baby, getting fed their mash and peas. I mean, I knew Detective Kane wasn't the sharpest tack in the box, but I thought he was smarter than this.
I can still hear you.
He was a real blue nose, a hobo without a bindle. Detective Kane was 4 cents short of a nickel, and even a penny couldn't save me.
Oh, for the love of you are talking! Right now, you are talking! You are not thinking, you are talking!
Sorry.
Half the references you made were dated and didn't even make any sense to me anyway. But what I did get seemed pretty offensive.
Well, sticks and stones and all that. You want to know who really killed the madam? Who sent her from the balcony to the great beyond? Follow the money.
The money?
The money. You see, the Madame Doyle offered us all 10 grand to come here to this shindig. But when I confronted her about it, it was clear she didn't have the cabbage. Because Madame Doyle, you see, despite all appearances, was broke. She was drowning in debt, all the way up to her prize tiara. That's why she threw this party to get all of us detectives here, to get some donations for her museum. If you ask me, someone finally got fed up and made her pay the ultimate price, if you know what I mean.
You're right, by God, you're right! And I know who the killer is!
That took a long time. This guy's really stupid.
Stop monologuing and get out of here! We're about to reveal the killer!
Okay.
Okay. Thank you everyone for your patience. Now, after interviewing everyone at this party, we believe we have found our killer.
Oh my god, it's the finale! I have posted several threads on Reddit if you would like to review them before revealing the killer.
I would not. Thank you.
You're not welcome.
Anyway, the killer is in this very room and has been the whole night. For the killer is Sherlock Holmes.
Preposterous! The very idea!
That's what we thought, too, at first. What, with your attention to detail and your superior deductive skills? But then, not even to mention your fancy clothes and your deerstalker hat. But all this got us thinking. How could a detective working on a PI's salary afford such a fancy outfit?
Which means you had a beneficiary to keep up your appearance, and it was Madame Doyle. And once you found out that she was broke, you snapped. And knowing that you wouldn't be able to afford your fancy clothes anymore. And so you did it. You pushed her off the ledge.
Absurd! The very idea of such a thing is nonsense. And I'll show you why. For in a matter of moments, I will reveal to you all who the true killer is. It's...
Oh my goodness. It seems as though Mr. Holmes has been poisoned.
This will be a great twist for the next episode. Once we've all properly grieved, of course.
Okay, well, he's dead, so probably not him.
No, probably not. But that's okay, because there's only one person who'd want both Sherlock Holmes and Madame Doyle dead. And that person is Sam Spade.
Yes, for as you said yourself, you were in dire straits, strapped for cash, which meant that you would work for anyone, including Madame Doyle's creditors. And they're the ones who told you that she's more valuable to them dead than alive, for her insurance policy is worth millions. And so you did the deed for them, didn't you? Didn't you?
Hey!
Or not. Maybe not.
Like, hey man, can you maybe stop accusing us? Because every time you do, it seems like they die.
Nonsense. We're just getting close. That's why you're trying to throw us off the case, isn't it? Isn't it?
And hey, where's the rest of your mystery crew?
Jeepers, Jinkies!
Let's split up again.
Velma, Daphne, and Fred are dead.
Except for Scoobs. Where's Scoobs?
No! No! Girls! No!
Yeesh, this is getting bleak.
Yeah, so it probably wasn't the Mystery Crew, but it's probably the kid detectives that Nancy, true.
That's really bleak.
No, not bleak, because now we know we have our man, or should I say our Batman.
Ah, Batman! Ah!
Okay, that's it. If they got Batman, they'll definitely get us next. Let's get out of here.
But what about our podcast?
We'll do it in post.
But how can that be? That was our last suspect.
Almost, my dear. I'm afraid you forgot about me.
Miss Marple! It can't be!
But you were so nice and unassuming.
And you knitted! And you said I was a good detective.
It's true. No one ever believes I'm worth anything. It's how I was able to solve hundreds of cases at such an old age. And how I was able to plan the perfect murder as a little retirement gift to myself. Just to prove that I could.
So you did it out of boredom?
Sort of. But also for financial gain. Now that Madame Doyle is dead. You see, I was her last living relative. Second cousin once removed. Not sure if you knew that. Anyway, now that she's dead, everything she owned is mine.
But Madame Doyle wasn't dead.
She was. But after I sell this mansion and everything in it, her debts will be paid and there'll be a little extra for me to go on a cruise or something. I've always wanted to see Tuscany before I died. I want to do my own can solve, and I'm retired now. So, ta-ta. I will kill you if you tell anyone about this. So.